Well, hello and welcome to Vegas Nation Mailbag, along with NFL writer right here at the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Gilbert Manzano. I am Bryan Salmond, your host, and this show, folks, is all about you. We want you to get involved with our Vegas Nation Mailbag show. Gilbert, tell them how they can get involved with doing this show.
Yeah, send me a tweet at gmanzano24 or just send me an email, gmanzano@reviewjournal.com.
Preferably without expletives or?
Yeah, let's keep it clean here. It's still a family show.
It's still a family show. Gilbert's family is watching.
Yes.
Mine is watching as well. Now, obviously last week we talked a whole lot about the Raiders going into their third preseason game and how they did and everything else. How did you think they played in that third preseason game, by the way?
It was kind of an ugly game, just to put it nicely. But you didn't see much of the starters. You thought for the third preseason game you'll see a whole lot of Derek Carr. He had one series, but one deep pass, I think of 49 yards to Amari Cooper. So that was good to see, the deep ball going. But other than that, you didn't see too much. We did see some rust on Donald Penn, which is to be expected.
Yeah.
Playing a new position and coming back from injury. We saw the rookies. Arden Key did well.
Yeah,
that was great. But overall, I'm just ready for some real games.
Yes. One thing that you did not see was Khalil Mack actually on the field. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the topics that we'll talk about in the mailbag and some stuff that Gilbert wrote about in his mailbag that will be at reviewjournal.com later on this evening. A few of the topics: Khalil Mack and his holdout. A lot of Raider Nation, Vegas Nation, the silver and black fans, they want to talk about Khalil Mack's holdout.
Yeah.
Las Vegas stadium parking, another thing that people...
Big topic.
Yeah, big topic. Expletives are all included in most of those as well.
A lot of people are upset about that one.
They are upset about that one. And the Raiders' backup quarterback position. Now, how did you actually just pick those three topics to talk about in your piece, Gil?
These are the ones people want to talk about. This is a show for the fans, for the for Raider Nation, and kind of vent a little bit, tell me how you're feeling, what you want to know about. And 1-2 at the top, Khalil Mack. When is he coming back? Where am I going to park? Where am I going to tailgate when the Vegas Stadium opens up here in 2020? And a distant third is, who's going to play backup for Derek Carr, which is a big problem right now on the team.
Man, the backup position for Derek Carr is really, really bad. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But once again, we're live on Facebook right now. Last week we got a lot of very good questions from Raider Nation, Vegas Nation that we'll try to answer on. So anything you guys want to shout out to us or ask us while we're live on right now, we will try to get to all of the questions like we did last week, right, Gil?
Yeah, definitely. We try to get to all the questions we did last week, but the more the better. We'll try to get all of them. That's
what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and go with our first topic and our first piece of item out of the mailbag, and it was written by Harry Bolus. When is Khalil Mack joining the team? This holdout is ridiculous. Why wouldn't he just honor his remaining contract, play us last year in Oakland, relocate to Las Vegas, and work something out? Gilbert, it's the principalities of the whole thing, Harry.
Yeah.
You know what that's from?
What movie?
Friday.
Oh my God!
Come on,
sorry.
it's the principalities of the whole thing.
You can't put me on the spot like that, man. I'm a little embarrassed. I'm a big Friday fan. All those movies, man.
Yeah, you're from LA.
There's a new one coming up, though.
That's right. I hear they're supposed to have a new one. But yeah, it's absolutely the principle of the whole thing. I mean, Khalil Mack is watching. Man, everybody is getting paid right now. Aaron Rodgers just got paid today.
How do they say it? They got the bag?
Man, they got the bag. So give him his bag, right?
Yeah, he's the one waiting, especially in that 2014 class. And, Odell Beckham just became the highest paid wide receiver.
There's one.
Aaron Donald's
There's another who's going to
close.
Get paid?
Not yet, but a lot of these guys are getting their money, and Khalil Mack has not been signed yet. But a lot of people are really worried, and now there's reports of possibly missing some games.
Yeah.
That's what people are afraid of. But I'm going to try to take the glass half full approach.
Okay, I like keeping the glass half full.
It's a messy contract situation. It's a holdout. Sometimes these things get ugly. It happens. Not everything is going to be, daisies and sunshine and flowers and all that.
No.
But I think
not all Skittles and rainbows.
It can't be like, especially when you got a new regime like John Gruden, who's tough. He's going to tell you how it is. He's going to be honest.
Pay him.
You got to pay him. We know that, but you know what I'm thinking. I'm not saying anything that's is like on reports.
You're not reporting.
I'm just gonna guess.
Yeah, okay.
I think they gave Khalil Mack a number, a very high number, maybe even better than Von Miller's guaranteed of $70 million.
Okay.
And then Khalil Mack said, you know what? Instead of just jumping the gun and signing right away, I'm gonna wait to see what's out there. Maybe something better. When you want to negotiate, it's okay to wait sometimes. He's a star player, so maybe he's waiting for Aaron Donald's number to come up. you see Aaron Donald's nice number, and you're like, you know what? Let me get a little more than that.
Yeah.
So once Aaron Donald's contract, starts moving along, I think we'll get more on Khalil Mack.
So hold on, do you think maybe both of those players are doing the exact same thing, and that's why it's taking so long? Like Aaron Donald is waiting for Khalil Mack to get his contract. Khalil Mack is waiting for Aaron Donald.
I don't think so because they have the same agent.
Oh, they do.
They do have the same agent, so I feel like
look at that. I'm learning something. I didn't know.
I
that.
think now what they're trying to do is more. Quarterback is the highest paid position.
Yeah.
Second has to be edge rusher, defensive end.
Or receiver? I'm just kidding. No.
Unless you're the Odell Beckham.
yeah.
But the D tackle spot is, it's a very big position, especially if you're Aaron Donald. He's a beast there at D tackle, but it's not as high as defensive end.
Okay.
So I think Khalil Mack wants to get a little more because of position, but just a tad. And
just
a little tad, a little off the top. So I think we're going to wait for that. But one thing that could happen, that could get ugly, is he might miss a game or two.
See, that's no good.
But
if you're a Raiders fan, that's no good.
I know, but if you want to be positive, it's better than being traded. All the trade rumors with Khalil Mack.
Could you ever see a scenario where he gets traded? Any scenario?
I don't, but I do see him missing maybe a game or two.
Okay.
It's gotten to that point, but let's look at the positive side. I don't think he's going to be traded. It just sometimes a game or two has to be done to kind of show your serious business about making your money.
Yeah, no, I got you. Okay, serious business about making your money. And some of our Vegas Nation fans here at Mailbag are serious about getting involved with the show. We appreciate it. We got a few already. Luis Mexican Bonilla. Yeah. Let's sign Mack already. I really could not disagree with that. I mean, a lot of people are thinking the exact same thing. And then Kevin McWalter. Yes, obviously, yes. I would agree with that as well. Thank you for writing in.
Yeah.
Any questions you guys have, please feel free to write in. I guess, Gilbert, you really have nothing to disagree with as far as what they have to say.
They really want to see the star player back, Khalil Mack. That's a big topic everybody wants to know. But, I just feel like it's going to take some time, especially with the whole Aaron Donald thing. I think that's something tied in. And then, reports are saying Aaron Donald's going to get paid soon. So maybe when that happens, you get the ball rolling. But this whole thing about they're not talking to each other, I'm not buying into that. It's just
they did say that.
They gave him a number a while ago, and maybe Khalil Mack never got back to them. He's just waiting it out. You got to make the most out of your money, and I think he's just waiting it out. It's not a big deal, I think.
Ooh, what about the report that I believe Michael Gelkin sent out a tweet? Michael Gelkin, obviously the Raiders beat writer here at the Las Vegas Review-Journal. You remember the tweet that he sent out saying that I believe it was it Donald Penn that he said had spoken to Khalil Mack?
Yeah, the team has been talking to him. I'm sure like
players or whatnot.
They want him back. The team really loves him. If you're John Gruden, you see how much he's beloved. He's your team leader.
Yes.
Donald Penn actually called him and Derek Carr the heartbeat of the team. So that shows how important he is. But I just feel like there's a number out there, and they're just not agreeing right now. And Khalil Mack has a 5th-year option still to play this year.
$13.9 million.
That's a good amount of money.
But a little bit.
But in the NFL, you want to get your guarantees right away. It's a brutal sport. But you still got the 5th-year option. You get some franchise tags. So there's time. People just want to see him because there's a game coming up in September 10th against the Rams. But let's put it this way, maybe you have to go through one game without Khalil Mack. But if the Rams with Sean McVay and Jared Goff and Todd Gurley
they torch them
going up and down the home field at Alameda in Oakland, then I think Khalil Mack will see hey, you guys need me, right? Give me my money. So in 24 hours we'll be back in. I think it could get to that point, but right now, just relax. So it's still not even September yet. Okay,
it's still not September yet. Okay, all right. The next one we will move along with will be a tweet, and this is guess who it's talking about? Khalil Mack, of course. Chucky is back. I like that one. He writes, "Hey Gilbert, when do you think we get a conclusion to this Mack drama?" And you somewhat answered that already in the fact that you believe that it'll be at least one game. So okay,
that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah,
he's not gonna get traded. That's what I'm feeling.
Over under one game.
One game. I think it might get. I'm still feeling that he'll make it. He'll come back, especially if the Aaron Donald deal gets done within the next couple of weeks. He'll be there.
Okay.
But worst case scenario, one game. All
right. Chucky is back. Worst case scenario is one game. All right. So we got
Donald missed last year's opener.
Did he really?
Hold that. He came back before the game, but he just wasn't ready in game shape. But he did miss one game because of the holdout.
Okay, all right. This guy, Gilbert Manzano, NFL writer here at the Las Vegas Review-Journal, he's dropping jewels.
I'm trying.
Jewels and gems. We have another one on here from Elaine M. Wilson.
Uh-oh,
that's familiar.
I know her.
She was on our show last week. Yeah. Thank you for joining us again, Elaine. What does the Raiders' season record look like with or without Mack? That's actually a very good question. Yeah, what is it? I think personally, with Khalil Mack, we'll go for the first 2 games with and without. Because, we're saying he probably will miss at least.
Okay.
So,
well, she's saying, with or without. Let's go, let's pretend he's not there. Maybe
the entire season.
You want to be thinking negative.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
I don't want to say the word, but traded.
Yeah. Okay, so without Khalil Mack, I say the Raiders 7-9 was what one of our viewers had last week, saying that 7-9. I say without Khalil Mack, the Raiders are they win 6 games.
That's what they did last year with Khalil Mack.
Wow.
Maybe
okay, so
under?
Yeah, I do want to go into that. 5 games. All right, what do you think?
I'll go 4-12 without Khalil Mack.
Wow, 4-12. I went 5. I wonder what Elaine thinks about that, but that's a very good question. All right, Alex. Does anyone have any last names like Elaine does? Ones that we can read very easily? I'm going with Alex. I don't want to brutalize your name here on our Facebook Live. So reports are saying Gruden doesn't value big money for defense with the way the NFL is headed. Not good. Have you heard that at all? And 2, if you have heard that at all, I think that would be absurd for him to think that.
It kind of seems like John Gruden's being the bad guy now. He's getting the bulk of the blame for not paying Khalil Mack. Well,
you're saying that you think it has something to do with the fact that they haven't paid him yet, right?
I think, like I was mentioned, I think, it's not really John Gruden's fault. I think they're just waiting for the right number, the Aaron Donald number.
Well, the fact that, so you think that they've made an offer,
I think this whole thing about not talking, come on. If you're John Gruden and you sign to that team, the first guy you're going to call?
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. But not budging off of that number, though. That could...
Or maybe, like I'm thinking, Mack never made a counter. I'm trying to make it seem where John Gruden is not the bad guy. But it's crazy to me where John Gruden is so beloved, Chucky's back, and now he's people are turning on him because he's not paying Khalil Mack.
You can't do everything. I mean, you can't come in.
You can't be the nice guy and please everybody.
You can't get a $100 million contract and then not want to pay the guy who is the best player. You said he's the best player on your team, and if so... Yeah. How about you pay him like I'm being devil's advocate, obviously, but I mean, how about you pay him like he's the best player on your team?
Yeah, I just feel like there's some time, but just because the games are coming up, people are in a rush. But I think put it this way: Odell Beckham got paid, not too long, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Remember in the spring when people were saying Odell Beckham might be on the trading block, they might trade him. He's kind of a head case. He's a locker room cancer. And look, where are we now? He's the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. So things happen so fast in the NFL.
This is true. Let me be devil's advocate again. Odell Beckham Jr. He was trying to get paid. He did a whole bunch of stuff on the field, off the field. Khalil Mack has done none of that. None of that. You know what I mean? And he hasn't gotten paid. Odell did all that, and he got paid. So I mean that.
Yeah, Khalil Mack is the right, ambassador for the Raiders, the role model, the perfect guy. He's done everything right.
Yeah.
It's just every situation is different. Odell Beckham's money is not, pass rusher, elite money. That's a whole different ballgame. That's like, it's tricky because, pass rushers and quarterback are kind of paid the same. But the quarterback position is so much more valuable. You're going to take care of that position right away. So it's tricky when it comes to these pass rushers in the NFL.
This is true. I cannot disagree with that. Thank you, Alex, for your comment. Thank you also, Elaine, for your comment as well. We're going to go ahead and move along to our next topic. And this is something that involves Las Vegas, which will be the home of the Las Vegas Raiders in a few years. All right, first things first. We have Uric Jackson. See, that's the kind of last name you need that I can easily pronounce. I don't understand why people are upset over parking. I plan on Ubering or walking from a casino. I want a party and watch the game, not drive. Now that comment is basically a reply to a lot of the emails and tweets and Facebook messages that you've received and that we've seen on social media and all over the place. People here in Las Vegas seem to be very upset about parking and how that's going to go here, right?
Yeah, it's a big topic. Yesterday, Tuesday, the Raiders' first initial proposal for what to do with the parking situation at the Las Vegas Stadium, which is a big topic because if you look at those pictures, they're right there on the graphic, and there's not a lot of room around that stadium. So
there's not.
And what are the Raiders known for their fan base? Tailgating and partying and having a good atmosphere. So that's a big important issue for the Raider fans. Where are we going to party?
Yeah. Where are we going to party in Las Vegas? What was
bringing me exactly to my point. People are asking, where can we tailgate? It's Las Vegas. There's going to be a party. And yeah, you're going to have to go a little further out. It's going to be, I think there was a report of 4 different offsites.
Yeah.
There was
which will actually show them later on the show, yeah.
But, if you have to go a little further out to party, it's not the end of the world.
It is not the end of the world. You're absolutely right. You're actually still, where are you still? You're still in Las Vegas, right?
People are forgetting that.
Yeah, if you're in Las Vegas and you're having a hard time finding a place to party and tailgate and have a good time, when there is an NFL team in the city with a brand new stadium, I think that you're doing something wrong. You're partying backwards.
And times are changing with these new NFL stadiums. And if you look at the the recent made stadiums, like the Minnesota Vikings one, I don't think they even have any stadium site parking. Everything is away from the stadium.
Oh wow.
And maybe they don't party as hard as the Raider fans, but
no, they don't.
In this day and age, when you have to pay $50 to $100 to park in the stadium, it gets very expensive.
Who wants to pay that for parking?
That's a lot of money, and then you got to get the food and then the grill for the tailgate. It's a lot of work. So instead of doing all that, why don't you go pregame? If you want to save money at home or pregame at a bar, then you take an Uber or a Lyft to get to the stadium, and you save yourself a whole lot of money. Or just crash your favorite uncle's tailgating party and just take an Uber there, and then you have to do the whole hard work. Just eat the food and go to the game.
Oh, you're from California, so Uncle Gilbert, just come over and stay at my place?
Yeah, come to my spot and we'll hook it up.
No, that you make a very good point. And as far as it's Las Vegas, like something that they did with the Vegas Golden Knights, they have actually buses that come from different areas in the city that will bus you down to the Strip. Because think about it, there's not a ton of parking around T-Mobile Arena. And that's not paid. Can you imagine people trying to tailgate at T-Mobile Arena? Yeah,
that was the big topic, last year or even the year before that. Like, where are we gonna park at T-Mobile Arena? And I think they did okay. That arena was packed every day, right? So they figured it out, and there was a whole party there. The little strip they have there, walking to T-Mobile Arena. So that worked out. Just people don't know what to expect, but I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be all right.
I think it'll be all right as well. And this is one of the people that we're talking to, Genevieve Huntington. And I actually said that name correctly. Walking from a casino. You have never walked on the Strip. This is the very next one that we got on via Facebook as well that was sent to you. But walking from a casino, you have never walked on the Strip, have you? You're not talking a casual walk to check the mail, let alone walking back with hordes of inebriated fans. First of all, Genevieve, that's a pretty cool name. Second of all, that's a very well-written.
Yeah, and that's a good point. That's the other side of this whole topic is like, okay, the tailgating stuff, that's not a big issue. You're gonna find a way to party.
Of course.
But then when everybody's leaving the stadium, at the same time, they're all headed in the same direction. Yeah. How are you gonna, maintain all that, chaos going on and keep people safe, walking to the cars, all these drunk people around? That's the problem. We have to figure.
People drink at football games?
Not everybody, but
I didn't
people
realize
like to have a good, extra better time than most people.
Okay.
if I say that correctly.
Okay.
But no, it's a good point. It's not just a walk to get your mail. You got what the Raiders have to present to the Clark County Commission next week is like, how do we keep these people safe on their shuttles? I think there's supposed to be a shuttle to bring them out.
Smart.
You got to have a good amount, and the ride share. We mentioned the Ubers and then the Lyft. That's gonna be a big thing. I think they're gonna base that stadium around a lot of easy access to a Lyft and an Uber and getting home safely. So that's a big topic. I think just keep everybody safe after a game. But
safety is number one.
That's number one. So she brings up a good point there.
All right. Yeah. Very good point by Genevieve, and very well written. Very well written. Now, we want to also show the locations that Gilbert was talking about. There were 4 of them that were proposed today. And at the Orleans, 3,700 square feet. Wow. To 46.
Spaces.
Spaces. You're right. The northeast corner of Arville Street and Tropicana Avenue. That's a lot of spaces as well. The southwest corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Arby Avenue, which I don't even know that area, but the southwest corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Blue Diamond, I know that area. So it's all right around there. So those are the 4 areas that they're proposing for stadium parking. Let's see, 46 plus 11. The stadium's supposed to hold like 100,000 people?
65,000.
65?
But it's a whole lot of parking spaces there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 65,000 people. I don't think there were 65,000 spaces in the stadium parking location.
Yeah.
But still, that's a fair amount of parking for right around there. And think about it again. If you're down on the Strip, can you imagine all of that parking in one centrally located area? It would be a mess. Yeah. So them having it out there in that area where the stadium's going to be built, that's more than enough parking. I think traffic around there would be fine, in my opinion, for all the people that are complaining about parking. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just the tough thing is people are wondering, they want all this space for parking, and like, why would you put that stadium right there on the Strip where there's not enough room? But people want to, do you want to be close to the Strip and have that cool vicinity?
Or do you want to be out Sam Boyd?
Yeah, Sam Boyd, where that was a problem. Like, we're so far away. Like, you can't get everything sometimes. This is a brand new, shiny stadium. And, if you have to go a little further out, like we mentioned, the party, it's not the end of the world, like we were saying. You know, but you know, it's up to the Raiders to present a good idea when they meet the Clark County Commission in a couple weeks or next week actually, and kind of show, you know, because you know I spoke to our stadium guy, Rick Valala. He said the Raiders' priority is to give the fans a good tailgating experience. That's still their main priority.
Okay.
It's so early right now. I mean, let's calm down, people. The whole Khalil Mack situation. I think it'll be figured out, and let's trust that, you know, Mark Bedane and his crew are doing a good job.
Yes, I would think so. But I mean, that's what this show is all about. Vegas Nation Mailbag is, you know, fans being fanatical about different topics that involve their team, the Oakland, soon-to-be Las Vegas Raiders. And a lot of people are definitely fanatic about the parking, about Khalil Mack, and about the backup quarterback position. I mean, about a lot of things. But you want them to write about whatever they want to talk about, and it doesn't have to just be these 3 topics, right?
No, what do you want to talk about? You know, you want to know about the 53rd man on the team. Can he make it? You know, because cuts are coming up September 1st.
Yes.
We can talk about that. So, you know, comment below on this video or send me a tweet at gmansalmon24. All the hot takes, bring them on.
Bring them on. I like that. And again, we're on Facebook Live right now. Anything that you want to ask us, please do so. Let's go ahead and move along to another Twitter comment that we had from DU Hemp. DU Hemp. I like the name. Still unanswered question, exactly why did the Raiders choose to build on that site? You know, because it's away from the Strip, in my opinion. I mean, to me, it's a great area. It's a great area. Like, where else?
Yeah, think about those aerial views, and when it's going to look nice with the Strip being behind that stadium. I think that's what they want. It's a very attractive location.
Of course. My question to DU Hemp is, where would you want the stadium to be built? If your question is one of those, like, why did they put it there? They should have put it somewhere else. If that's the question, if that's the way you're asking the question, I wonder where that person believes they should have built the stadium. Because, I mean, where else?
Maybe he wants Sam Boyd to be knocked down and put it there. Maybe he was okay with that whole experience. You know, but you got to just pick and choose, you know, what do you want more, you know? But I think the location is it's gonna work out at the end of the day. Like, this is the first Raiders proposal. Yes. It's a 30-year stadium lease. A lot could change in 30 years. So if it doesn't work the first year, they'll tweak it. It's gonna be all right. You know, it worked out for the Golden Knights. I think it's gonna be a good experience overall. And it's 2 years away. There's a lot of things you could do in that time frame.
It's not tomorrow.
It's not tomorrow. So let's hold on there.
Okay, it's not put the cart
more time
before the horse.
than the Khalil Mack situation.
Yes, sure. Anything that you want to be fired up about that you want done right now would be the Khalil Mack situation. All right, looks like we have a few more questions on here. Sam Schmidt. I like that. Sam Schmidt. Can you say that 5 times fine?
I can't, but you did it correctly.
I almost screwed your name up, Sammy. Sorry about that. But here we go. I'm pretty sure when we had our meeting for tickets, they said that season ticket holders in the club section did have access to on-premise parking. Sam, I think that's pretty cool. And the fact that you bought season tickets already.
Yeah. A lot of people did. Those PSLs are expensive, but people were buying them.
Man, hey, to you, being a Las Vegas resident and the fact that the team is coming here, and obviously we want the team to do well as far as, you know, an experience for the city of Las Vegas. Yeah. Very well done already getting those.
You know, but he does bring a point there. I've heard stories of people, you know, hearing one thing from the Raiders and not actually getting what they've kind of signed up for. So that's a whole other issue. But there are spots in the stadium. It's about, I think I saw reported like about roughly 3,000 spots. So maybe people who buy season tickets get, you know, priority. I don't know for sure the rules. Yeah, but there's going to be a good amount of spots, not a lot. You know, people want that. They want that close, you know, walk and go home.
For the stars and celebrities and
stuff
players
like that. But you know, do you want to be? It's tough. Do you want to be sometimes when you go to these stadiums and you're close to the actual walking distance, you're stuck in that stadium for like an hour or two, and that's the worst.
You're absolutely right.
Maybe walk a little bit, take an Uber and get out. You know, there's a lot of pros and cons here for the situation. And like the Raiders mentioned in the report, there's about 10 stadiums in the NFL who don't have as many parking spaces as they do or are going to have, and they're doing pretty well.
Yes,
I think the Broncos are one of them. The Cleveland Browns and some of the bigger fan bases are doing okay.
Yeah, and those are stadiums. I've been to Sports Authority Field in Denver, and they don't have a whole lot of parking that's right there. You kind of have to walk a little ways, and I mean, the whole parking issue to me. Well, I'm working in the media, and I haven't necessarily had to park as a fan. It's really overblown. The fact that you bring up Uber and Lyft and everything, and buses the way that they do with T-Mobile Arena.
It's a new age. Like, people don't work around rideshare before. Now the Raiders are going to work around that, and it's going to be more convenient for everybody.
Exactly.
I feel like personally.
Yes. And where are they at again when they're going to be watching these games?
At bars, he's gonna be at home sometimes, or at the stadium.
Yeah, in the city of Las Vegas.
Okay. That's a big one. Now there's a football team in Las Vegas. That's a good thing overall.
Man, yes, you will be able to find something to do with your time in the city of Las Vegas if you're here to watch a Las Vegas Raiders game. All right, so Tom,
Wow.
Unk. How do you think his name goes? U-N-K-E?
Unk-E? I'm going to say Unk.
Man, I don't want to brutalize your name, Tom, but that's
we
a very
appreciate
good
the
question.
comments, though.
Yes, absolutely. Mack or Clay Matthews?
We got
That's
some
easy.
trade proposals now.
Yeah, I know.
Throw in a couple first-round picks, and then maybe we'll talk.
Well, Clay Matthews, first of all, he's old. He's injured all the time.
Yeah.
There's no way in the world that I personally would trade Khalil Mack for Clay Matthews unless you gave me 2 Clay Matthews. Or if they would have put in Hundley in that trade, then maybe.
And 2 first-round picks. You
Exactly.
got to get some first-round picks
come
out.
on,
And they do have an extra one from the New Orleans Saints trade during draft day, where they could kind of do a package. But again, if you're the Packers, can you afford Khalil Mack? The teams that can afford Khalil Mack are the ones that are kind of at the bottom. You know,
Yes.
like the Cleveland Browns have a lot of money
Yes.
to afford Khalil Mack. I don't know if the Packers do. They just paid you know who, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers,
so
yeah.
Salary cap wise, we don't know there, but you can't do straight up Clay Matthews for Khalil Mack. You need to make that pot a little more appealing.
Yes, yes. We also have another question from our guy who joined us last week as well, Larry Murr. I think his name is Larry Murr.
I know that last name, Larry Muir.
Oh, like I think Larry Muir is a fighter or something like that.
And our coworker.
Okay, yeah, also our coworker is right. Does beast mode make the live to Vegas?
The move.
Yes.
The move to Vegas.
I think that's move.
Does Marshawn
he had
Lynch?
2 of mine.
Marshawn Lynch come to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's 2 years away from Marshawn Lynch. He's
do you
already in year 11, as a running back. Like me, I keep saying his running backs get old pretty fast.
You do, but you have a thing with age. You're like 5 years old. You don't know anything about
But I think Marshawn Lynch is more about Oakland and trying to help them win a Super Bowl in Oakland before they leave. I don't think he's too worried about Las Vegas.
So with that being said, that was a very good question by Larry as well. But do you think he comes here? No?
In 2 years, I don't think he does.
No? Okay. I think that he's what, 32?
Yeah. 32.
He'd be 34. I think if he has a good couple years and the team is on the cusp, I love using that word, on the cusp of winning a Super Bowl, I think he comes to Las Vegas.
Well, would he be a 35-year-old running back?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Getting some free money?
Maybe. We'll see.
Getting some free money, and he's bringing Skittles to Las Vegas.
Maybe,
who doesn't want Skittles?
Maybe by that time, Chris Warren's an all-pro running back.
Okay. This is true. Very good question. I appreciate the comment, Mr. Larry Murr. All right, let's go ahead and move on to rapid fire. We're going to start winding down the show, but some rapid fire questions. First of all, that looks pretty cool. The Derek Carr. Is that Derek Carr?
That is Connor Cook,
It
actually.
is Connor Cook.
Wow, yeah, because we're going backup talk.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Makes sense.
All right.
Arden Key in the middle and Obi in the left side.
Yeah,
Right side, sorry.
So we're starting with, do the Raiders trade for a backup quarterback? If the Raiders are smart, they trade for a backup quarterback as soon as possible.
Yeah, you're right. The backup quarterback was a glaring need in that third game we saw a week ago against the Packers. And I'm thinking maybe they could get one of those backups behind Aaron Rodgers, Brett Hundley,
you did say that.
Or Deshaun Kaiser, but they already traded one of their guys away. So these backup quarterbacks are going fast.
Like hotcakes?
Like hotcakes, because they're a big, important need. The Saints are set with Drew Brees.
Yes.
What did they go and do? They'll get the hottest backup quarterback in the market, Teddy Bridgewater, for a 3rd-round pick.
Gilbert, you can't win a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback.
Nick Foles did it last
Oh,
year.
I guess he did. Okay, yeah.
How about get to the NFC title game? Case Keenum and the Vikings.
Oh, okay, dang, man.
It happens. Injuries happen in football. I don't know if you know that.
Starting quarterbacks get hurt.
They get
in
hurt.
Green Bay.
I don't care how young you are, or how big or fit you are. Even the mighty Cam Newton gets hurt here and there.
Okay.
But these backup quarterbacks are very important, and it seems like Connor Cook and EJ Manuel are not getting the job done. Derek Carr last year had a back injury and he wasn't right. Yeah. And do you want to go through that again and putting out EJ Manuel there and Connor Cook and it's going to give you nothing? You want to have a chance to win a game, right?
I guess so. Connor Cook was great in the playoffs when he started. All right, let's go.
The Texans. But, just before we get there, some names maybe. How about
Okay, yeah. Who?
Did I say it?
Go ahead and do it.
Colin Kaepernick?
Oh,
you know what? Out there?
You know what? You saying that name you're not just saying that name because it's a hot button name to name.
Well, it's a good quality.
How perfect is Colin Kaepernick with the Oakland Raiders?
He already played in the Bay Area.
He played in the Bay Area. He's way better than both quarterbacks that you have.
Yeah, and that's just an option. But then if you want to keep it to guys, you want to play it safe, which I hope they don't do. there's still guys like Mike Glennon in Arizona, Nate Sudfeld and Eagles did okay.
Who?
Yeah, who? But these are decent amount cheap quarterbacks. But
never heard of
if you want to avoid the whole Kaepernick thing, which I think is number one option, you got those two guys, Mike Glennon and Nate Sudfeld.
Can you think of anyone else? Because what about RG3? You think he'll make the roster in DC?
I think they do because they want somebody to groom Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Joe Flacco, I don't think he's taking that approach because he's
Not
going to
DC,
lose his
but
job.
Baltimore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Baltimore. But I think RG3 makes a team. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure there could be options there. But like I mentioned, Mike Glennon might be a guy. I know he really struggled in Tampa Bay and Chicago, but he's the third guy there. And we'll see. But, you got to make something. Or if you're John Gruden, who's supposed to be the quarterback whisperer, you got to get this thing fixed.
Very good, very good. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next question. What do you expect from Arden Key in his rookie year? Me personally, I had a chance to cover LSU when I worked in New Orleans. And if anyone knows anything about SEC football, the LSU Tigers, they produce D linemen in the SEC in a big way. Arden Key coming from LSU has been very good. What do you expect from him?
He looked impressive last week. He had a great first explosive move off the line of scrimmage. Yeah. He had a nice spin move. He's a big athletic guy. Yeah. He's very, very active there. He's going to take some time, especially with the second move, especially when, the big man on the left tackle, the right side are kind of adjusting. But also, too, if Khalil Mack comes back.
Oh, there he is again, this guy.
Khalil Mack and Bruce Irvin are there. They're taking the bulk of the reps, You got to still mix in. But if Arden Key, he's balling out and he's doing well and he's getting sacks, you got to find, snaps for him.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm excited for his future. And people are saying, oh, maybe Khalil Mack is expendable now because Arden Key is doing so well.
Yeah, he's been killing it in the preseason in one game.
Let's hold on preseason talk. And like we mentioned, the Eagles, their strength is the D-line.
Yes.
They did not settle this offseason. They added Michael Bennett. They keep going. So D-line is very important. So the more of those guys you have, the better you're going to do at winning games.
Yes, and how did the Eagles secure the Super Bowl win?
Oh, with a strip sack.
Exactly.
And that was a first-round pick from 2 years ago. So they keep loading up on these guys. And I'm thinking, Eagles, you got too many D linemen. What are you doing? It's working.
Yes, it worked to the tune of a Super Bowl against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots.
But the ceiling is very high. Arden Key, he looks great.
He does look great. Very good answer. And lastly, we have with our rapid-fire questions. The last one is, why did the Raiders give up on Obi Melifonwu? Well, I can answer that one very quickly. Is he ever uninjured?
Wasn't available.
Yeah, your best ability is
availability.
Oh, there you go. Man, me and G.
we're trying to get in sync. And people are saying, man, a second-round pick from last year, that is pretty fast to give up on him.
Yeah.
It is pretty fast, but again, it's a new regime.
John Gruden doesn't play that.
And like, if Khalil Mack is on John Gruden's radar or hot seat, the rest of the team should be thinking, hey, I'm not safe either if Khalil Mack is not getting paid. So if you're a pre-Gruden guy like Obi was, your job wasn't safe.
No.
And they weren't impressed with him. They never got to see him play. So the guys who are not, like, you notice a trend with John Gruden, guys who get being cut, are the guys who are not available. He wants to see these guys play, and if you're not showing them anything, you're out.
With that being said, really quick question, what about Washington at running back? Is he safe?
I don't think so.
I don't think
you
so
have 5 running backs, and DeAndre Washington is not there. And we're going with the same pattern with John Gruden. If you're injured, you're not there showing him that you can play, you're out.
Yeah. And how about this as well? That's a very good point. And you talk about John Gruden having a bad side. I don't know if you heard the interview that they had with Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, but he said if you get on the bad side of John Gruden or I can't remember who the other person he named was, but if you get on their bad side, that's not a good look for you. He actually said that in an interview. Wow. Yeah.
And it's funny you bring up about DRC. I think he might play safety.
I think so too.
That's how much they're really looking for help at safety. They're going to turn a corner into a safety, and you already let go of Obi. So I think it's a lot to be determined at the safety spot.
Ah, that's good. Man, another great Vegas Nation Mailbag show. Gilbert Manzano, NFL writer here at the Las Vegas Review-Journal. One more time, tell everybody how they can get in contact with you.
Send me a tweet at gmanzano24, or just send me an email, gmanzano@reviewjournal.com, or just leave a comment right here in this video. I'll see it for next week and we'll use it.
That's right. And also, go back and watch this show at reviewjournal.com. You can actually read his story that he'll have up there right now with a lot of the topics that we talked about. So please do that and join us next week for Vegas Nation Mailbag. For Gilberto Manzano, I'm Bryan Salmond. See you next time.